Ronnie, my holiday tipping is underway for everyone in my building that I live in. They always leave this cheap-ass Christmas card at my front door, and then it's from all the names in the building that you're supposed to hand cash to in their hands. This year, I got 14 names on my Christmas card that I'm supposed to tip. From the super of the building, all the way for the doormen, the maintenance guys, the porters, all the way on down. Most of these guys, I don't even know. I couldn't pick them out of a lineup.
You know, Fez, I guess you got to be there for them if you want them to take care of, though, the rest of the year.
Well, I mean, there's the guys. I mean, I know my regular doormen, right? There's four of those guys that I know.
Mm-hmm.
On this list, there's this fifth guy that I have never even heard of. I have never seen. This guy has never opened a door for me.
Maybe he is an overnight guy.
I know the overnight guy. I've seen him. I don't know if this guy is just some sort of alternate that's on the list, or if he's from another building and got thrown onto my list to even things out.
So what'd you do? Turn on him? Nothing?
Oh, yeah. He got 0, because I just don't know him.
All right, how many names on your list?
There's 14 names on the list.
Yeah.
14. And everyone expecting, a little bit more than the one above them.
How do you know?
Because that's just the way it is. Like, the super of the building is supposed to get, like, the most money, the most tip, and then the doorman. They put it in order. So it's like, happy holidays from the staff. The supers' names there's 2 supers. Their names are first. They're at the top of the list.
Right.
Then you get the doormen, then the porters, and then the maintenance guys underneath that. So that you know exactly how to tip in order, what denominations to turn out.
Earl, look up and see if there's like a tipping list. Most of the time there'll be something like that online. How did you go this year?
What I did was for my doormen that actually helped me out and do a good job, and I know, they each got a C note, $100 each.
Right.
So that cost me $400 right there. The supers that I never see that are supposed to get the most, Ronnie, I went down low on them, but something to keep them happy.
Right.
$50 each. So even though I think the supers are supposed to get more than the doormen,
right,
I went the opposite way on it.
How come?
Because I don't see the supers.
But what happens like you get some kind of a plumbing problem? You're going to need the supers a lot more than a doorman. A doorman, what's he going to do? Oh, you got a package, it came.
He could let the plumber in the door. That would be about it.
Well, the plumber will be the super.
Yeah, but I haven't needed him. So I just kind of paid for what I got this past year.
I only got a super in my building. I gave him $250.
Oh, see, you got one guy and you're done. That's perfect.
And yet he probably thinks I'm a lot better than all the people on your list think.
Oh, yeah, because I can't, hand out $100 bills to 14 people.
Yeah, according to bankrate.com, they said proper tipping for, let's say, a doorman or building superintendent is $25 to $100 a piece.
Okay. So Fez covered that. What about the super?
That covers also your supers. So it starts at 25 for the lower tier guys, and it caps at 100 for your super.
So you did go lower on the super, and he should have been your highest.
The super, yeah, should have been the most that I gave out. And since I don't know the guy, I think I've met him one time. I went with the guys that I know and tipped them the most.
Earl, what about in your building?
I have stopped tipping.
Wow, that shocks me. Black Earl no longer tips.
No, because my first year I was in the building, not only did I tip them, I bought them a case of beer because the guy who had the apartment before me is like, if you get them a case of beer on top of the tip, they'll take care of every single need. I've been in this building 9 years, and the primary thing wrong with my apartment has never been fixed, which is my roof.
Your what? Your roof?
Yeah, the left corner of my roof has never been fixed, and they've never done it right. They've plastered it. It still leaks. They've replastered it. They've done it over and over again. And then I just said, no more. I'm not going to reward them for not doing basic things that I asked for.
That's because you're tipping in skunk beer.
Larry, you're on Run of Fez.
Gotta go new school. Day of identification card 338, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Fez, I gotta ask you a question. How come you give the super a tip? Don't you pay him rent every month?
I pay him rent, but, I understand the customs of this and that you have to do this, that this is like part of the service.
Well, you're not tipping your landlord. You're tipping the super. That's a different thing than you're not giving him rent. That money doesn't go to him.
My super collects everything.
Yeah, he might collect, but that doesn't make him a super. You got a landlord. That's a totally different situation. 866-313-FREE, 866-313-FREE. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Fuzzy, these service people, they remember who tips and who doesn't.
Yeah, I tipped my delivery guy. I had to tip him too, so he's not even part of the building staff, obviously.
You get the same delivery guy every day?
Yeah. When I order from the diner, it's the same delivery guy. And since I don't cook myself, yeah, I ended up tipping him.
And you live on Roosevelt Island and you're at one restaurant.
Yeah, and so, yeah, also, since it is Roosevelt Island, I'm going to see that guy all the time, too.
All right, let's take a look at this, Fez. Your apartment doorman should get $10 to $80. Handyman, $40. Elevator operator, $40. I don't see the super on here. Oh, apartment superintendent, $50 to $200.
All right, so I really low-ended him.
Yeah, you did. You low-ended him, and he's going to get even with you.
I hit him as low as I could possibly go. And those other guys that you mentioned, the $40 ones, yeah, I shortchanged them too, I guess.
Maybe you ought to get back there tonight and just go, look, I don't know what was got into me.
I'm out of those little cards where you can put a bill, a cash dollar in it.
Hey, Nick, you're on Run Fez.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah.
I live in suburbia Westchester.
Yeah.
Where everybody has money. And the garbage driver, he actually made $10,000 in bonuses. $10,000.
Well, that's not an outrageous bonus when you think about it, when you think of what most people in Westchester County are probably getting paid in Christmas bonuses. A lot of them are Wall Street guys. They pick up big cash.
Apparently, they're actually getting some money there, as opposed to what my father always did. He would pull a Black Earl and just put any beer that didn't get drank through the year out on top of the garbage.
See, that gets on my nerves because you act like, oh, here's the garbage guy. All he really likes to do is drink because he's a drunk alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? Why not just give him money, let him buy beer if he wants to buy beer, or shoes if he wants to buy shoes.
And my dad thinks he's being so sly because he's like, they say just put it on top of the garbage and the guys will take it. Right. They'll know to take it. And I'm like, what inside thing is this that you think you're a part of? You're getting some street cred here. You know how to get the beer to the garbage men.
Well, you know, I remember because Billy Staples told us he used to be a garbage guy and he loved it if anybody threw a case of beer out there. But that's Billy. He was, functioning alcoholic.
Sure, he loved it. Doesn't mean everybody does.
Here's Bill. Bill, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Listen, I'm a teacher in the city, and every year there's a notice that comes out from the Board of Ed that you can't accept a gift that's $4.75 from the parents, which is, like I said, a low ball on the teachers. I mean, everybody accepts the gifts, but that's the standard, $4.75.
What kind of things do the kids give you when you're a teacher?
Well, it varies. I mean, it depends on what kind of school you are and where you are. I mean, I've been in project schools where I get like little picture frames for $1, like stuff from a dollar store. And then I've been in like really affluent places where you'll get a $50 gift card to like Gap.
Yeah, it's going, hey, let's think about me when you're grading later. How are you?
Yeah, exactly. You get a little bonus and help out, I guess.
Yeah.
But, and you know what? The other point I want to bring up for tipping, I know it's kind of off the holidays.
Right.
But Dunkin' Donuts, why do they got a dish out? Why do you got to tip when you go to Dunkin' Donuts? You got to drop something in the jar for them?
I don't just take care of them. They're getting you a nice donut, some coffee. Throw a little change in there. What's the big deal? Robin, you're on Fez.
Hello. Hi. My name is Robin from the Bronx, as you guys know already.
Hi, Robin.
My husband actually is a porter, and depending on how well the tip, the guys, the tenants tip, that determines how good of a Christmas we actually have.
Sure.
So,
and here's a guy like Fez stiffing everybody because he thinks he doesn't see people. Yeah.
So take care of the porters, man.
Why can't you take care of the porters, Fezzy? Why do you feel like they're not doing anything for you?
Well, if I knew who they were, I would feel better about it. If I saw them once during the previous 364 days...
Why don't you use them more?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, they're the ones that clean up the hallway to make sure that you guys you guys' floors don't smell like crap and whatever else anybody stepped in on.
All right.
When you come in.
Thank you very much. So, Fezzy, in other words, every time they shampoo a carpet, change anything in the place, they should come by and go, Fez, I want you to come out and take a look at this so you remember me at Christmas.
Well, it'd be nice to put a face with the name, finally. And I did give them something. I've just apparently shortchanged them.
How much did you give them?
Well, according to that you read, I was supposed to give them 40. I gave them 20 each.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I put $20 bills in a card.
Thanks for destroying Christmas.
I'm sure there's a lot of people in my building that don't even bother with any of it.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe you could pick up some of them instead of, being pulled down by them. Now, altogether, how much did you tip?
Let's see here. I have $400 for the doorman, and then that fake doorman, he got lumped in with the $20 ones. I probably about $1,000 altogether.
You really lowballed them. You really went low this year, Fezzy. Earl, you came out with nothing?
Yeah, I definitely came out with nothing because I'm giving them what I got. I got nothing.
You're so upset.
See, why would you make it personal like that? I'm not doing so good myself.
No, because basically...
You don't know how CBS screwed me over. I'm Earl Douglas.
No, but what happened is, I don't get a lot of maintenance done every year. And again, I tipped them and I gave them beer on top of that. For my first year...
9 years ago, Earl. When are you going to wake up to this? 9 years ago, you came up with a case of Miller Nips. They still made them back in those days. Ron, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, hi. I agree with Fez. I think that tipping isn't a mandatory thing. And now, the way he's talking, he feels like he's a jerk off because he didn't give enough money. That's the problem, is this attitude gets set that you have to pay, and if you don't give money, you're a bad guy.
Well, here's what happens, Ron. People take these jobs as porters, whatever, and they go, well, this is how much you're going to make, and then remember, at Christmas, you get tips. So, like Robin in the Bronx is saying to her husband, what are we going to have for Christmas this year? And he goes, well, let's see, there's, 50 people that, live in this building. We got 50 different apartments. If everybody comes up with a 50, this is what Christmas is going to look like. This is what these guys depend on all year.
I don't mind participating in that, and I can understand that they think that that's part of their salary. I realize all that. Yeah. But when I see a list of 14 people, and during the entire year, I run into 5 or maybe 6 during the whole thing.
You're a shut-in, Fezzy. All you're seeing is people at the front door. That's all you know. That whole building of yours has got to keep moving all the time.
I'd kind of like to know what I'm paying for here.
So what would you like people to do? Come by, maybe put a hardwood floor down, and do a little song and dance for you like Bojangles. You're asking too much.
They don't have to perform. But
yeah. You know what? The old sound thing that you get into, it just drives me crazy. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing, guys? What's going on?
Yeah.
I feel that the only people that should be tipped are people who actually provide you a service. Like you're at your dinner table, they're bringing you your food, they justifiably deserve a tip. I don't think that the garbage men should be tipped. I don't think that the mailmen should be tipped. They're getting paid for what they're doing. You don't even see the guys barely throughout the year. Why shouldn't they be getting tipped? It really annoys me. Everybody wants a tip. Dunkin' Donuts, like you were saying, Taco Bell, everybody has their handout. And not only that, at these places where they have their handout, even waitresses and waiters, they expect a nice tip and they didn't even provide. They're not very friendly with you, most of the people. Yeah.
So you're saying it's that you don't feel like you're getting the service that you deserve?
Yeah, I mean, I usually tip 20%. The people are nice. They serve me well at the tables. I even go above 20%, but some of the waiters and waitresses expect a 20% tip, and they don't even give you good service. They just expect it, which is not right, I don't believe.
Most of the people in this country anymore are involved in some kind of service industry now. I have no idea, but I bet that's number one out of every type of job in the country, service industry.
It probably is because there's not that many other kinds of jobs left. There's no real manufacturing jobs, so yeah. I would imagine the service industry probably does pick up a lot of that.
Here's Pat. Pat, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing? Good to have you back on the radio.
Thank you, my friend.
We got a letter in my daughter's school that each kid had to give the teacher $20. So me and my wife were doing the math at 32 kids. That's $640. And my wife was flipping. She didn't want to pay it. And I was just like, just give him the money.
Give him the money or else the kid's going to get an F. You want the kid sitting in the back like an animal?
It's kind of like the other guy. I mean, the garbage men are making better money than I am. They work less hours. Do your job, brother. Shut up and go home and do your job.
All right, what kind of work do you do, Pat?
I'm in construction. My family owns a business.
All right, so you're pretty much taken care of. You got a pretty decent living, right?
Yeah, I'm surviving.
But you know when the money's coming in, whatever. What happens with a lot of these jobs, and it may not be fair, but people take the jobs thinking at the end of the year, people like Fez will be taking care of them, doing the right thing. And when you don't, Fezzy, like this kind of letdown here you have,
right?
The entire system breaks down.
I didn't mean to break down a system.
I thought you were a big Reagan Republican back in the day.
I was at the time.
This is trickle-down economics. You should be trickling all over these people.
I didn't
wetting the beak here and there.
Yeah, I didn't trickle on them enough, I guess.
I like to go through life like every place I'm at is Vegas. I like to feel like I'm in Vegas no matter where I am.
It's so hard to know what to do for these people.
Over. That's what you got to do. What you want to do is shock them a little bit. Like, please, you shouldn't have. You take care of your minister this time of year? I know you're a Lutheran, right?
Yeah, but I don't tip the minister.
Why not?
No, I never even knew about that. I mean, I knew about like at a wedding or a funeral or something.
You do it all the time, and this is the way my dad taught me. You tuck it in his pocket, you look him in the face and go, that's for you, not the church. So he doesn't get confused about it. That's a little something for you. It's got nothing to do with the church. This is my grandmother. Make sure she gets the front pew. Make sure she's taken care of a little bit. A little extra blessings.
I bet they're thrilled to get that.
Thrilled. They stone-faced the whole time. Yeah, I understand. Every once in a while you get a wink. You see your grandmother sitting up front, you just get one of these. Nice. She's on the aisle. Where she should be. Here's James. James, you're on Run of Fez.
Hello?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, guys, I think the FedEx driver, you should tip them.
Well, you are supposed to take care of those guys this time of year, too.
Yeah, especially if they're bringing you your packages. You know, even if you see them just once in a blue moon, especially around this time, give them $5, $10. They're out there. We're out there working late.
Now, do you expect a tip from people? Where are people with FedEx drivers? What percentage of people tip?
It depends what kind of area, but you know, it's nothing great. It's hit or miss every year. And,
every year they don't know what they're going to get, Fuzzy.
That's sad. See, I never see my FedEx guy like at the where I live because everything gets left with the doorman.
So what do you think? The doorman's going to tip them?
Probably not.
You got to go head down there. You got to leave a little envelope with the doorman and say, here, take care of the FedEx guy.
I can't afford all of this. There'll be no other Christmas if everything goes to the tips.
I know what you make. You're doing quite well for yourself.
Yeah,
wouldn't hurt you to trickle down, Reagan.
If I had it, I'd tip it.
You got it. I know that for a fact. All right, 866-313-FREE, 866-313-FREE. Fez is talking about holiday tipping. He went crazy this year and basically left most people out. Over-tipped the doorman probably, right?
Yeah, I would think the doorman probably got way too much, and other people have obviously gotten slighted.
Yeah, here's Michael. Michael, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ron and Fez, I've missed you guys, man. What's going on?
Not too much, Michael. What can we do for you tonight?
Nothing much. You guys talking about tipping before, and I work at a retail store, and a lot of these times I carry out, people's, exercise machines and things like that, and I don't get tips at all. I get kind of pissed off that they don't tip,
Now, see, anyone who's carrying something heavy for you should probably get a tip.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying.
Right then and there, and not even have to wait till Christmas for it.
No. All right, guys, glad you're back.
All right, P. So you've turned it all around now, Fez. You've gone, okay, the porters do need to be taken care of.
Yes.
Even though you stiffed them.
Anyone I see that's, helping me out, yes, I have no problem tipping. It's
but
when
you have to see them do it.
Yes, it's when they start padding this list. I know there's not 14 people doing all this.
When you're in a hotel, you take care of the housekeeper?
Usually what I do is any change or something that I've had left over, I leave on the desk.
How insulting.
That's insulting?
All right, if you're going out getting a cup of coffee, you're going to throw that person $1. Then somebody comes in, cleans up your room, changes the sheets. You're going to give them even less?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm just leaving some stuff behind there for them.
Leave something. Yeah, like they're pigeons or something. Take care of them correctly. Brian, you're on Run and Fez.
Hey, hi, how you guys doing?
Good, man. What can we do for you?
I want to talk about this tipping thing. I think, these people, if they want to have a good Christmas, then, they should work hard to get another job.
they have these jobs because they didn't work hard enough in their life.
Who is this, Mr. Pink, giving us a call?
What's that?
You sound like Mr. Pink.
Well, I know, but I have a point here that, you're just encouraging laziness. You're just encouraging not achieving something in life.
How are you acting like you're Wait a minute. There has to be service people in this world, right?
Yes.
So why do you act like you're better than them when they're taking care of you? That's the thing that I don't understand.
I don't act like I'm better than them because I don't work in the service industry, but I don't have a
What do you do that's so good that you're looking down saying that these people who are busting their ass are not as good as you? What is this job of yours?
I work for a warehouse.
For a warehouse?
Yes.
So for that, you feel that you're above anybody who works in the service industry.
No,
You're saying you should work harder and get ahead.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is, let me talk to Fez. Fez, would you tip somebody who picks up two briefcases, two luggage boxes for you, who takes boxes 2 flights up for you? You would tip them, right?
Yes. If someone was carrying something for me, I would tip them. Yes.
Would you tip them if there's this doorman who opens the door for you, closes the door for you? You would tip him just for that, right?
Well, yeah, I tip my doorman. What's your point, buddy?
If he never carries those boxes for you, you would not pay him extra, right?
I would pay.
What are you doing with this friend of yours?
I have no idea what he's getting at here. If someone's not carrying boxes for me, no, I'm not tipping them.
Exactly. So if they're not putting any work into it, then why do they deserve to be tipped at the end of the year?
What is he talking about? How do any of these people, how do you know what these people are doing or not? If they're your porters, if they're your doormen, they're taking care of you. If you're in an apartment here. Here's Ryan. Ryan, you're on Fez.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
I'm a mechanic, and, you do $1,200 worth of work on somebody's car, and they don't tip you. I don't think that's right. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. Like, you used to know your mechanic, but anymore, since you're going back, you're dealing with the guy at the front, it's like you never get to know your mechanic on a one-to-one basis anymore.
Well, where I work, I go out and I talk to the customer, you know what I mean? And, you set up a good conversation with them, and, you're hoping for something at the end because you're busting your back trying to do a good job for them, and then they're like, oh, thanks, and they leave.
Ryan, your problem is you're in an industry there being a mechanic where you're giving someone a bill that's actually going to shock them, and they're not going to tip you for it because they're already dealing everything out.
Every bill I see shocks me, Fezzy. That's the way the world works nowadays. But why not take care of the guy? All right, thanks, Ryan.
Have a good night, guys.
866-313-FREE. It's the Ron and Fez Show. We're going to be with you tonight till 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night, we're back on the air. It's our last night before the Christmas break here. But I think the Nets game comes on about, 7:15?
7:20.
7:20. So we're going to do about an hour and a half for you tomorrow night. But it's great to be here and part of this. And Fez and I are having a great time. Here's Don. Don, you're on the Ron and Fez Show.
Hey, what's up, Ron and Fez? How you doing?
Good.
Back to that last guy, the mechanic, sometimes, you feel like you're getting ripped off already. Why should you tip a guy that you're already getting ripped off,
Well, here's the thing. That money isn't going in his pocket. It's end up going to the dealership.
Well, I was eating in Manhattan the other day, and what they're doing now is they're adding the tip onto your bill, which I think is stupid because they're shortchanging their waiting staff. Because I was going to leave a more of a tip, but since they said, you just tipped this, I said, you know what? Since you're being, hard on about it, this is what I'll give you exactly what you want.
I think so much of that happens from tourists. Where these tourists come in and do the Fezzy routine of dropping change on the table. Like you're in Iowa or something. People have to be able to live in the city themselves.
There are more and more places adding a gratuity to it. You really got to pay attention to that stuff on your bill.
Hey, JJ, you're on Ron and Fez Show. How are you, pal?
Oh, great, guys. Listen, great to hear you guys back on the air, but I have to agree with Fezzy.
Mm-hmm.
I would only tip the people that actually perform a service for me, that I know are performing a service for me. I've been in the service industry, and I've been tipped well, and I've been tipped horribly. But I also want to say, though, Fezzy, the one thing I disagree with is, for hotel room cleaning, I would leave them a little bit more than just change. That's just me, though.
That's pathetic what he does. And here it is. Out of everybody in the hotel business, that's the woman who probably needs it most. That's probably some single mom that is really busting her ass. Just imagine making up 20 rooms a day, going through the bathroom, grabbing old towels, cleaning out the toilets. She's just busting her ass at 10, 12 hours. She goes over to the table. Oh, look, Fez has left her a button and 3 pennies. Oh, thank you. And she's saying to herself, if I ever see that bastard again, I'm going to kill him. I'll stab him in the chest.
Well, now you've got me feeling bad and scared all at the same time.
You should. And this is what's going to keep you out of heaven.
I'm going to heaven.
The same thing that kept Reagan out of heaven. Trickle-down economics was just another word for people who are doing well not to take care of people.
I had no idea. I'll have to start doing better in the hotels.
Here's Chris. Chris, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
I work a side job. I do a car service, and you'd be surprised how many people don't tip at all. I had one guy, I picked up, his flight was delayed. I ended up picking him up at like 1:30 in the morning. Drove him all the way. It was like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive I had to take him. Gets out of the car. See you later. Nothing.
Did you say anything to him?
I'm sorry?
You say anything to him?
I still can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Did you ever say to him, hey, excuse me?
Yes, I had to take him home. I had to drive him about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And, I carried all his luggage. I even carried his luggage into his house for him. And gave me a pat on the back. See you later.
What a scumbag. May he die. That's what I would have yelled as I was doing donuts on his front lawn. What are you doing, Fez? You're reaching in your pocket. Here's a nickel and a piece of gum.
I would tip the car, sir. I always tip the people that I know to tip. If I don't know to tip someone, I'm probably going to end up stiffing them.
You're sitting there with that little tip calculator of yours, trying to figure it out down to the penny. You're going through life like a miser.
I tried to do my best this year, but apparently I'm going to be getting dirty looks in my building now on Roosevelt Island.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and end the show. It's the Ron and Fez show.